Hey guys, what is up? It's Ben here, and this is actually our first official video. Today I'm doing a 7 round mock draft for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to do this every single week until the draft. If anything big happens, like the Seahawks make a trade or something like that, I might, throw in an extra mock draft here and there. If I really doubt that we're going to make a trade with draft picks like before the draft. I think if we're going to make a trade at all, if we're going to trade back or anything, I think it's going to be during the draft. But you know, anything can happen, so I'm just being open to that. So today we're on PFF. What I'm going to do today is kind of do my predictive mock draft, what I think is going to happen, what I think where I think John Schneider and Mike McDonald are going to try to take this team, and then I'm going to do a second mock draft of where I want our draft to go. So right now, let's go here. Select the Seattle Seahawks 7 round mock draft. I'm using PFF just because I like the trades. I like the ability to force trades. I think it's really cool. So we're just going to start on the Seattle Seahawks here. And we do have a couple trade offers. This first draft right here is going to be my predictive. So this has us trading out of the first round. I don't think that happens. And you know what? Predictive, I don't think we're going to trade here. I think after the day he had yesterday, I think Troy Fatanu is going to be my pick. And I'm going to explain it here. I think there has been a lot of word that John and Mike really value the tackles here. And Troy is kind of the ideal specimen. I mean, he can play. If we draft him, he's day one our starting left guard. But if Abe Lucas goes down again, he can slot in at right tackle, and he could be our right tackle for the future. So I really like Troy Fatanu here, and I think Schneider really values him. So I'm going to go with Troy Fatanu at 16 for us, and I think that is a really good pick. Then we get up to our third rounders. On the board here, we really need a linebacker. And if Junior Colson is still on the board, which he is not, all right, that is fine. So let's just check here. I don't love the rankings for PFF. And Cedric Van Pran is a very, very appealing grab. But if Tavondre Sweat is still on the board, which I don't think he will be, but if Tavondre Sweat is still on the board, I think that could be a viable option. Same with Marshawn Kneeland. I think after his combine, he might have jumped himself into the second round. That's very possible. Maybe even late first round. I've seen him go in some mocks. But again, this is predictive. This isn't necessarily what I would want to do. So looking at this here, I am going to take, where'd he go? I am going to take Marshawn Kneeland out of Western Michigan, edge rusher. I do like him. I do think he's a really good prospect, and I think Mike McDonald will really, really value his play style here in Seattle. Now on to pick 81 from the New Orleans Saints. Let's see who's on the board. We took an edge rusher. We took some meat in that interior offensive line. And looking at it, I do think if Spencer Rattler is on the board, I do think he could be a very good option. And an option that they're definitely going to think about. Let's check who is on the board for safety. I don't think Cam Kinchens is still going to be here in the third round. I don't think he gets past the Buffalo Bills pick in the second round. So looking at this here, there's nobody really on here that I would like to grab, and it kind of is the same with linebackers. There's nobody here that I love. So I think the best pick for us might be Spencer Rattler. I think that might be the best pick and the most realistic pick here. If he is on the board, I think they'll really value him in the third. So that's going to be my pick, is Spencer Rattler. All right. Then we go to our fourth round pick. Bo Limmer on the board is very appealing. I really do like that, but I don't know if they'll value Bo Limmer over Ben Sinnott. I think he tested out really well, and if he's on the board with this fourth round pick, I think it's absolutely possible that they stay put and just take Ben Sinnott there. All right. Now we get to our fifth round pick. This is a pick I could see trading out of. Malik Mustafa is a really interesting prospect. I do really like him a lot. I think he might just be best available right here. It depends on how we value guys like Bo Braid, and James Williams is kind of more of a linebacker. We're also going to check linebackers here. James Williams is more of a linebacker, and so I don't think this team would value him. And I like Bo Braid, but I didn't mean to click him. I do like Bo Braid, but I don't know really how he fits into this defense. I don't really love him in a Mike McDonald system. I think we need a more versatile guy, and Malik Mustafa still on the board. I think is going to be the grab here. All right, and then we got two more picks left for this predictive mock draft. Let's see. So I think we might go back to interior offensive line or offensive tackle. Just going to check who's on the board. Tanner Bortolini had himself a really, really good combine. I don't think he'll be here in the sixth. I think he goes maybe fourth or fifth, but players do slip, and if he is still here, I am absolutely going to take Tanner Bortolini. He's a really good center prospect, and he's just a great backup for Olu, if that's kind of where we're rolling forward. And then we got our last pick here. I think we didn't address a lot of the defense. We grabbed Marshawn Nealand and Malik Mustafa, but I think, let's see here. I don't want to go edge. I think I want to look at defensive interior here. All right, who's on the board? Gabe Hall. I like Gabe Hall a lot. I think he's just a big body that can just kind of fit right in there and eat up blocks. So I'm going to go with Gabe Hall as our last pick here. And that is my predictive mock draft. And then I'm going to do a second one. Like I said, we grabbed Troy Fatanu, and I think he just slots right in at left guard. And I think that's just a great scheme fit for a Ryan Grubb offense. Marshawn Nealand, if he's still there on the board in the third round, he's a really good prospect. And, no matter what happens, I know we're going to get Nwosu back, but we do need another edge rusher. That is a definite. We definitely need another edge rusher on our team, because if you just have Derek Hall rotating in off the bench, even if he has a much better year, I really want to get another guy to just kind of rotate in here. We got Spencer Rattler, a QB. I didn't love his combine. He threw fine. I think he did fine, but he was just, obviously ran a horrible 40 time. But he was very quick at getting the ball out. So I did like his throws quite a bit, and I think he'll be valued. He'll definitely be valued in this draft. I don't know if he'll be there when we pick at 81 too. So if he is there, I think it's a good grab. Then we go to Ben Sinnott. We have Will Dissly, and that's it. We have Colby Parkinson and Noah Fant as free agents. I'd love if we re-sign Colby Parkinson or Noah Fant, but sitting it on the board is just great value because I think he could go in the third. So if he does fall to the fourth, it's just great value to take him there. And he's a really good tight end. I think he's my tight end 2 in this class. He's really good. Then we got Malik Mustafa, just a very versatile safety. PFF doesn't like this, but I like Malik a lot. And I think as a 5th round pick, you can't really go wrong there. I think he just slots in and can be a really good rotational piece, assuming we move off from Jamal Adams. Then we got Tanner Bortolini. I don't think he takes the center job from Olu. I think he's just a really good, really solid backup to have there that could eventually blossom into maybe a decent average starter. And then Gabe Hall, like I said, he just eats up blocks. And I really, really like that about him. There's not much to say because he is just a 7th round pick guy. I don't think he's going to be some Aaron Donald type, but he is just another guy to add to our interior to kind of beef it up. And then I'm going to go over to my other one that I have open, and this is going to be my ideal. Now, there might be some of the same picks. It's very possible, but all right. I really want to trade back. Even if Troy Fautanu is still here, I am very much interested in trading back. Steelers on the board. I don't. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can squeeze out of them. 84 is possible. I think 84, because we're not going to be able to get 52. 52 is a no. If we throw in like 81, if they give us, see, here's the thing. They can give us 52. We just do a pick swap, like 81 for 52, and then they throw in like 120, because they're not going to throw in 84 here. They could throw in like 120 and then a future 4th, something like that. But I don't really know if we want to do that. I think going even this route, just these picks. But I think this route, trading back from 16 to 20, getting another 3rd round pick and a future 3rd round pick, I think this might be my ideal. So that's where I'm going to go here. All right, resume the draft. And then we're sitting here. There's a chance we could trade back again. The Packers want to trade up. I'm just gonna see trade value. We're not gonna get again unless we swap some of these picks. I don't think that works out. So I think we could trade back for maybe a 4th and 91 or 88, something like that. But I don't know if I want to trade back here. I think I might want to stay put and go with Troy Fautanu. All right. What I might do, trade back to 25, get another, so we have 4 3rd round picks, which is crazy. Get a future 3rd, and then I'll send them my 7th. Our future 7th, and then just to kind of, give them something else just to make it a little more juicy. And then we're still on the board. We still are able to get Troy Fautanu. So we got a lot of capital there. 2 3rd round picks, and we still get the guy I would have originally taken at 16, which is really good. On the board here at 78, it would be great to address offensive line with our first 2 picks. Cedric Van Pran, I do think, is going to fall slightly because he didn't have his ideal combine, but he could show up to the pro day and show out. But I think Troy Fautanu slots in as our left guard, and then Cedric Van Pran comes in and makes an immediate impact at center. All right. We're on the clock. We have a lot of 3rd round picks now. All right. I'm going to look. The rankings are weird on here. So I am just kind of looking. Max Melting. Max Melton is a very intriguing prospect. All right, let's see who we got on here. Max Melton is very intriguing. I do like him quite a bit. I do think he's a top corner in this class. Cade Stover on the board. I like Cade Stover more than Ben Sinnott. In terms of like, I know I said Ben Sinnott was my tight end too in this class. I more meant in terms of tight ends that we could draft, because like Brock Bowers, we're not going to draft him. Cade Stover is my tight end 1. I really, really like him. I mean, he looks really good, really solid, and he's only been playing tight end for 2 years. He was an edge rusher before this. So I really like Cade Stover. I think he could only improve from here. I'm going to take Cade Stover because I just love him to death. I think he's really, really good. And then T'Vondre Sweat on the board. You have to grab him if he's here, but again, I don't want to because I don't think he's going to be on the board. I think he still goes in the second round. So I don't like the rankings. That's just why I'm staying away from T'Vondre Sweat, because I don't think he goes here. So let's look. We did address offense with our first 3 picks. We got a tight end and 2 interior offensive linemen. So we are definitely going to want to lean defense. And Max Melton on the board, I really, really like this kid out of Rutgers. I really like him, and I think he's a really solid pick for us there. And now I'm going to look at defensive line and linebacker. All right. Xavier Thomas might be an interesting grab. Leonard Taylor, I do like. He had a really bad combine, so I do think it's possible for him to fall to the 3rd round. And so if he is here, I am going to take another guy on the defensive interior. And that's really, we don't have to address that position for a long time, really. All right. This pick is interesting because Tyke Smith, I really like him, but I also really like Jordan Travis in the 4th. So this is an interesting one. I'm going to check wide receiver. I do like Luke McCaffrey quite a bit. Here's the thing, I think we can get Joe Milton in the 5th, and I think the upside between both Travis and Milton is kind of 50-50. I'm going to go Tyke Smith here just because I really do like this kid. And having Max Melton and Tyke Smith that's really, really good. All right, now we're going to look at this here. I'm going to look at QB. We got Joe Milton on the board. And wide receiver, I really like Luke McCaffrey. I really like him, and I do think we should get a wide receiver in this draft in day 3. I'm not like, if we can get like Jalen McMillan in the 3rd, sure, I'll be happy about it, but I won't love it. But I do think we should get a wide receiver, and I know we have a stacked wide receiver group. We got DK and JSN for several years. And I'm not saying we should cut Lockett, but we don't know how long he has left in this league. And we already saw him kind of slip. Plus, he could save us a lot of money as a post-June 1st designation. So if we have Bobo and then another day 3 wide receiver kind of come in here and battle for that wide receiver 3 spot, I really, really like the idea of that. So I'm actually going to trade up here. I'm going to trade up. We're just going to trade to 152 because that's where we know it's a guarantee that he will be there. All right, so we're going to trade here. I'm going to give them, I want 152. I'm going to move up with 194, and I give them a future 6th rounder. They don't want to accept that, huh? Because obviously we're not going to give up a 4th rounder to move into this, to move into the 5th. That's not going to happen. let's see. What do they need? Imagine we trade Tariq Woolen to the Jaguars. This is cool. I do like looking here at the trades that we do have available. You know what? Actually, a Trey Brown trade might be really good here. That might be really good here. We're not going to trade Tariq Woolen, but Trey Brown is on does have 1 year left on his deal. So if we trade Trey Brown to the Jaguars, they do need DB help. We trade Trey Brown to the Jaguars for 152 and a future 7th, and I think that works out really well. And we're just going to go through with that deal. That's something I haven't thought about until now, but that could really work out. Actually, he's a really solid corner, and for them, for only a 5th and a 7th, I think that's a really good deal for them. So what I'm going to do here is go with Joe Milton. We know he's got the arm strength. He threw 71 yards at the combine, and that is just absolutely insane. And then we're going to go with wide receiver Luke McCaffrey, because I love him. And how fun would it be to just destroy the 49ers with a McCaffrey of our own? I think that would be really good. And then we're going to look here at linebacker, see who we got here. Curtis Jacobs, I think if he falls this far, their ranking is a little low. I think he's kind of a round 4, early round 5 guy. So if he does fall here, I do love the idea of grabbing Curtis Jacobs, and then we're able to kind of fill out that linebacker room a little more. All right, and let's look at edge. Let's see. Do they not have? I don't think they have Jalen. They don't have Jalen Green on here. That is very weird. Jalen Green out of Mississippi State? I'm not sure. But I really do like Jalen Green, the edge rusher. And still on the board here, I think we might look at running back. Carson Steele on the board. I'm just going to grab him because I do like him. I do think he's a solid back. And in the 7th, there isn't much to do there. All right, so let's look at these trades. We got the trade with the Steelers. We got 3rd round pick, future 3rd. Trade with the Packers, 3rd round pick, future 3rd. They got a 7th. Then we got Fatanu, slot in at left guard, and also a contingency plan for Abe Lucas. We already talked about him with the other mock. Cedric Van Pran, I think he's better than Olu, so he comes in and makes an immediate impact, and I think he really works in a Ryan Grubb offense. He can move in space. Cade Stover, I really love this kid, and I think he has potential to be a tight end 1 in this league. But if not, he's a really solid tight end 2 for us moving forward. Max Melton, I know we don't need cornerback help, but after this Trey Brown trade, we need cornerback help. And Max Melton is a really good prospect, and he could kind of fit all over. I think you could play him in the slot, which I know we have Spoon, so you wouldn't want that, but you could play him in the slot. And you could kind of move him around. I think he might even be able to transition to safety, but that's kind of like a Kobe Bryant type of thing. But I really do like Max Melton. He's a really good athlete. Leonard Taylor falls, and it's just great to beef up that defensive interior. I know if we get Williams back and we have Draymond Jones and Mike Morris, so we don't need interior, but Leonard Taylor is just a really good value pick in the 3rd round. And I think if there's an injury or something like that, we're going to need some depth, and Leonard Taylor provides that. Tyke Smith, just a really versatile, athletic guy who slides in here, assuming we let Jamal Adams go. And we have Julian Love. Diggs could go too, honestly. So having extra safety help never hurts. Joe Milton has the arm strength. He has it. All he needs is just a little bit of practice. And that's the thing. A 5th round QB, you're not expecting him to blossom into a starter. So I think we grab Joe Millen. He could be a backup to Geno, and best case scenario, he blossoms into a franchise QB. Worst case scenario, he's just a 5th round quarterback that didn't really help us out that much. Then we got Luke McCaffrey. I explained this already. I really like him. I think he's a really good prospect, and I do like the idea of getting another receiver. Curtis Jacobs, they hated this pick, but I love it because I don't think they ranked him right, and I'm going to assume, I don't know if we re-signed Bobby, but we're going to sign, I think, either Jordan Brooks or Patrick Queen, and hopefully Bobby. So just getting a late round linebacker kind of helps add depth, and I think that works out pretty well. And then Carson Steele. DJ Dallas is a free agent, so it's just nice to get another running back here. We don't know anything about Kenny McIntosh, so there's nothing wrong with just grabbing a 7th round guy and hoping he could help us out. So, all right, guys, that was my 7th round mock draft, both predictive and ideal for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this first video, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. See y'all.